Other seat who looks a lot like me is my son Michael. And over the next probably 45 to 60 minutes, I'm going to show you something that I wish someone had shown me, oh gosh, probably 20 years ago. And that is how to launch a profitable digital agency on your own, without a team, without an office, and without starting your career over from scratch. If you spent years in media or advertising or B2B sales, you're in exactly the right room. But I'm just going to ask everybody on the call right now to just do me one or two favors. Number one, uh, close all your other tabs and just give me your full attention for the time we're together. And also just shut down your phone, because what I'm about to walk you through can genuinely change the trajectory of your career for the next 10 years and beyond. So let's get into it. So I want to give you a preview of what the next 45 minutes to an hour is going to be. I'm going to take you through three shifts in your belief system. First, we're going to talk about the vehicle, why a real estate agency costs far less and launches far faster than you probably have been told. And second, the skill, why the years that you've already spent in sales are the exact advantage that lands you your first clients. And third, the timing, why 2026 with AI, with it, is probably the best time to start a business like this. It's not the worst, it's the absolutely the best. So three shifts in your belief system. And here's what makes this so rare, because it's not often that all three shifts line up at the same time. Right now, you may not be thinking they do, but by the end of the hour, we're going to explode those beliefs. And you'll see exactly how they come together for you. And one more thing, if you stay with me all the way to the end, I'm opening up 10 founder seats today, and they come with bonuses I'll not repeat on the replay. So don't drift off. So before we go any further, I want to make sure you're in the right room. The training is for you if a few things are true. Number one, you've spent years in media, advertising, and B2B sales, and you've watched digital and AI quietly take a piece of your market year after year after year, and you're tired of building everyone else's business while someone else controls your upside. You want something real, a business, not another quota. And this one matters, I feel, the most. You're willing to follow a proven plan of action and actually do the work. If that's you, stay with me, because here's how today's going to work. We're going to go another 35 to 40 minutes, one focused session. And I want you to drop your questions in the chat as we go, and we'll get to them before we are done. And there is going to be a replay if you have to dodge, if you have to bug out, but the live bonuses are not going to be on it. So grab a pen. I think you're going to want to take notes. So let me tell you how this all started. I'm going back to Denver in 2004, and I'd spent 20 year in media sales, and I'd climbed to a position paying me around $285,000 a year. 12-year President's Club winner out of the years I was there, and then one afternoon it was gone. I was fired. And I wasn't fired for performance. I was fired because I refused to help the company that I was working with for 16 years as a top performer. I refused to help them cook their books. They specifically asked me to do that, and I wouldn't do it. So I walked out that day with a box of personal items and a final commission check. But I thought it was the worst day of my career, but I'll tell you something. I walked out with my integrity, my honor. I walked out with my family name intact, and those were worth more to me than any paycheck I could ever even think about having. So think about that. $285,000 gone in a flash. But here was the question. I thought to myself, if I can build everyone else's business with the skills I've spent a lifetime sharpening, why don't I just own my own agency? And if I'm honest with you, why wouldn't I be? The question sat with me for years. I didn't act on it right away. And that's, I guess what I'm trying to get through to you is time is running away. I didn't act right away because I'd been in advertising since 1988 with a career in sales before that, decades of relationships, decades of campaigns, and a notebooks full of everything from the finest minds in sales and marketing. Then in the spring of 2020, in the middle of COVID, I finally knew it was time to leverage everything I had. And so I started my own agency, 143 Digital, a lean offer, white label fulfillment, handled by proven partners, no fulfillment chaos whatsoever. The same conversation I've been having for decades, only this time I owned the margin. And in my first 8 months in business, April to December of 2020, I closed about $118,000 worth of business. Now, there are gurus all over the internet saying you can earn millions of dollars if you just apply yourself, or $400,000. And probably in 8 months, some of you will probably be able to do that. For me, I wasn't rushing. And for me, $118,000 did very well for me. And that number has grown and grown. So I just want to be real with you folks. So here's what surprised me the most looking back at it 6 years. More of it depended not on luck. It was a repeatable system, 4 simple moving parts working together. First, it was the client math, knowing the numbers that actually made the agency profitable. Authority outreach, attracting clients instead of chasing them, positioning myself so that I was charging what the work is truly worth for a business owner, and then adding simple automation, letting systems do the repetitive heavy lifting, the same exact skills that hit quota for 40 years built an agency. And the only difference was now every single win stuck with me. So let's talk about the math. Let's do the client math. And let me show you the numbers that started all this. One number made me leave a 6-figure career that I had in 2020. So here's how it goes. The average small business client pays about $1,750 a month for digital agency services from you. Now, if you take 12 clients, that's not a giant agency. It's not. It's a focused, manageable book of business, 12 clients. If you have 12 clients paying monthly across 12 months of the year, and that's year 1, we also know you're not going to have 100% retention, but what happens when you build on that book of business in year 2 and 3? So if we add that 12 clients, $1,750, 12 months, we're looking at around $252,000 in revenue. $1,750 times 12 months, a real 6-figure income, and one that you own. So hear me clearly. You don't need to be a marketing unicorn. You need 12 good clients, and the months take care of the rest. So let's talk about the shifts. Shift number 1 is the vehicle. Here's the old belief that might be in your mind and might be dragging you down, and that belief is maybe you felt starting an agency would take a lot of money, a lot of technical skill, and a team that you just don't have. And that's the story that most people carry, and that's the story that keeps people out of the business. But here's the truth. With the right system, like the digital agency blueprint, you can launch your business in a week and have your first 2 paying customers within 30 to 45 days or sooner, not a year, not someday, a week to launch, at a first revenue inside the first month or so. And let me show you how that's possible. The myth sounds like this. I need office space, I need payroll, expensive software, and skills. I just don't have. None of that is true anymore because the lean model is 3 moves. Move 1, you acquire a proven system. You don't reinvent the wheel. You don't go online and get little bits and pieces of things here and there. You start with a tested blueprint for what works right now. And move number 2, this is so important. You have a white label system that delivers the products to you. World-class vetted partners do the actual work. Or if you don't want to do that, we can do the work for you and you keep the client and the margin. And move number 3, you keep overhead reasonable, somewhere between 15 to 22% of sales. Trusted vendors who handle the work, but no office, no payroll, a laptop, a phone, and a plan, and you can work from anywhere. And that's it. That's how I started 6 years ago, and that's how I'm going to recommend you start too. So here's the staged path. And notice it's not someday, it's something you start this week, day 1 through 15, between now and whatever, the 8th of September. You build a foundation, you acquire your system, handle the simple legal and financial setup, and you lock in your niche with our help. By day 8 through day 45, if we're talking about like October 30th, by October 30th, you're positioning and you're reaching out to clients. You're building your authority, you set your premium pricing, and you open your first authority-led conversations. And this is where your first clients can and will already start saying yes. They do for me, and they will do it for you. And in day 46 through 90, somewhere before the first of the year, your 3rd through 6th clients, and you're in full revenue, fully on retainers, closing, recurring monthly income, switched on. So put the timeline together. And you launch in week 1, you're in real client conversations within the first month, and inside of 90 days, you're running a fully operational business and you're not dreaming about one. So shift 1 is locked in. The vehicle is lean, it's proven, and it's faster than you ever imagined. But have to imagine you might be thinking right now, well, that's fine, Peter, but will it actually work for someone like me? Well, I want you to hold that thought and let's go to shift 2. And shift 2 is the skills you already have. The old belief sounds like this. Well, if I have to cold call strangers all day, I'm not a marketing expert. Let me put the fear to rest for you right now. Here's the new truth. The new truth is that decades of talking to business owners is the skill. That's the hard part, and you already have it. And the system shows you how to set up a proven referral system. Let me say it one more time very slowly. The system I'm giving to you helps you set up a proven referral system, one that has motivated, interested prospects ready to pick up the phone when you call. And you're not dialing strangers, you're being introduced to people that want to talk to you. And the myth is brutal because old pictures of you're cold calling strangers all day, you're begging people who don't respect you. I just need you to throw that picture away, because look at what you've already owned. Years of real conversations with business owners, an instinct for what businesses actually need, and the trust that comes from experience and from age, and a referral network that opens doors from day 1. That's the approach we call authority-led outreach. You don't close, you lead with insight, the way trusted advisors do. And prospects come to the table already respecting you and your business. And it's not about selling harder. It's the same conversations you've been having for years, only now it's pointed at your own business. So concretely, How do you land those first clients? No cold calling, no begging, 4 steps in order. Step 1, I'll help you do this. You choose a niche you already understand. Sell where you already speak the language, an industry you know cold, and you build a referral network that makes introductions for you. Step 2, you lead with authority, not a pitch. You open with insight that genuinely helps them because trust comes before any offer. Step 3 is you listen to what they want. You'll have a range of premium offerings that small to medium-sized businesses need, and your job is to just match the right one to each client. And step 4, you let follow through close it for you. You know how to follow through. So many people don't, but you do what you said you would do in this market, and that alone wins. And that's the exact sequence that built my own agency. So shift 2 is locked in. The skill that matters the most is already inside you, but maybe there's still one little doubt left. After all this change, after all this AI, isn't it too simply way too late? Is it just too late? Well, let's deal with that right now. Shift number 3 is the best time is right now. The old belief is that the market is saturated with a digital agency. Everybody and their mother has one, and AI is killing this, and I've missed my window. And I hear that all the time. But here's the new truth. AI and the digital shift are